Welcome back, dear viewers. As we told you at the outset, one of our main topics here will be discussing methods by which we can raise and develop children's intelligence. And to shed more light on the issue, we are most delighted to be joined here in the studio by Dr. Hossam Dwiedar, life coach. Dr. Dwiedar, a very good morning to you. Thank you for joining us.
Good morning, Muhammad. How are you?
How are you, sir? A very interesting topic, I guess, and allow me first to start by saying that we as adults usually underestimate children's intelligence because children, we discover, are so smart, but we just can't grasp it. So can we start from this, the dangers of underestimating a child's intelligence?
Yes, all the children starts to have the intelligence, or the maximum intelligence period of the children is from the day they born till 5 years. And all of us are, neglecting this or underestimating this, as you said. But we have to do something to develop or to help them to develop more intelligence during this period.
From 0 to 5 years?
From 0 to 5 years, yes. A lot of researchers said that or discovered that intelligence divided into two parts. One of them are genetic and one of them are environmental. So we have the hereditary intelligence, which is built up for the children from the day 0. And there are another environmental intelligence, gain it throughout the surrounding environment.
Did the scientists determine, how much % is related to genetic intelligence and the other acquired or environmental intelligence?
Yes, but previously they said that it's about 80% genetics or inherited, yes, yeah. And by year 2012 or 2011 they said that the environmental or acquired intelligence is more than 20%, more than, but the exact numbers is not yet clear.
Yeah, because 80-20 is, I know that 80-20 is usually the golden rule, yeah. But what do you believe as far as the % of acquired or environmental intelligence is concerned? Because this is the one we can work on anyway.
Yes, throughout my readings I discovered that, or I'm believing that environmental intelligence is more than 20 by far, because some of the trials or studies done by 2011, they discovered that if you got a sample of kids and put them in a development and satisfactory environment for 6 months, then you took them to another environment and vice versa. They discovered that the children who built up in this satisfactory environment have a high intelligence ratio, and then once they moved to the other environment, the intelligence decreased, and vice versa. The other one increased when they transferred to the environment. Yes.
Did any of the studies, or do you yourself put acquired or environmental intelligence at 50% or more?
We can say it's up till now there is no sure or no
of course,
documented data to say that it's more than 50%.
By the way, some would tell you, all children are intelligent. What are the measurements to what is the criteria to say that this is a smarter child than the other one anyway? Because there is social intelligence, there is academic intelligence, There are those who have a lot of feelings, who feel, who can tell who loves them, who really cares for them, and who doesn't. I mean, there are a lot of ways. There are those who are very imaginative.
Yes.
So, I mean, what is the criteria anyway? And who has the right to judge anyway? You know, that this child is more or less intelligent than the other. That's another
You got a very
controversial point,
yeah,
I
yeah,
guess,
yeah. You got a very important point. Don't compare. You don't have the right to compare, even between brothers and
Siblings
sisters.
anyway,
Yes,
yeah.
yes. The criteria is always the criteria. We are not like it. You know, he will be very energetic. He will be very. You know, talkative. He will be very irritable in sleep. He will not sleep as you schedule it. This child is more intelligent than the other one. The other one, the quiet one, the one who didn't do anything. He's the loved one. You know, I love this child. He's very cute and very quiet.
He doesn't, or he or she don't ask a lot of questions.
Yes.
That's another point. I mean, sometimes we say that those who ask a lot of questions
Is a dumb child or not.
and another
Yeah.
times when they ask really tough questions, you know, sometimes parents get frustrated with their children.
Yes.
Okay, because they don't know how to answer or what is the best way to answer them. So some who pose questions, no, but you could tell that they are perhaps smarter than
yes,
others.
intelligence
They
and the
think more.
intelligence ratio is more than the others. You have to, by the way what you said is totally, I totally agree with. Sometimes we can't answer what to answer or what the ideal answer. The truth is the ideal answer.
Yeah.
Just
yeah.
tell them what you know. If you don't know, you tell them, I don't know, I'll search and come back to you.
Other children may be timid. I mean, they could have a lot of questions in their mind, a lot of legitimate questions, but they are shy. They just don't want to ask it. And they're just, you know, they live within. So, I mean, also, again, it's very controversial, judging the intelligence or the dumbness,
Yes.
entre parenthèses, of children.
You know, if you get in doubt or you don't know if he's an intelligent kid or not, you have to go to a specialized person and a trustable specialized person, even psychiatrist or psychotherapist, to just do some tests, IQ tests and something like this. I'm not specialized in this area, but my role is with the family member, with the parents, and not with the child. The child has his own way in you know, discovering the intelligence ratio and discovering the IQ ratio and all of this. But my role is with the parents to deal with him, to answer him whatever they want to answer. The most important thing is this child is a human being, and he have his own career, and he has his own ideas.
Yes.
Don't implant your ideas and your plans within your child. This is the most important thing.
Any statistics of, I will stick now with IQ measurements, because again, I believe it's very tough to judge and tell who is more smart and who is less smart. So I'm going to ask about the IQ tests. Any statistics when it comes to boys and girls, comparing boys and girls?
I don't know about it, but you know, IQ tests are very different, and a lot of IQ tests you can find. You know, personally, I don't believe in IQ tests. It's you know, it's a guidance. It's
Do you
not
believe that every child is smart on his or her own?
Yes.
Yeah.
At some point, yes. Not each child, each you know, any human is smart and intelligent in even one portion of his life. Yes.
Yeah, because you have children that have their ways. They might not be very successful academically, but maybe at home they know the fathers or the mothers or their siblings' weak points, so they just
Manipulate.
and they
Yes.
get what they want.
Yes.
This is intelligence. I mean,
Yes.
how else can you describe
Yes,
this?
this is this is an inherited intelligence from the start. The manipulation is the first,
Yeah.
skill any child
By nature,
have.
yeah,
Yes,
by
yes,
default,
yes, yes.
yeah.
To live, to
Survive,
to
to-
survive.
yeah.
Yes, he have to manipulate. All of us
Yeah, we
starts
all do
like
that,
this.
yeah.
Yes, yes, yes. And this is the most important thing. The manipulating child is. Don't say he's smart or he's intelligent, but it's an inherited character in all children.
In all mankind.
Yes, yes.
Yeah. So, Dr. Dwiedar, how can we detect if there is a problem? Because sometimes it's obvious. If there is a problem regarding the child's mental capabilities. Early detection.
As I told you, first thing, don't compare between brothers and sisters. Just, follow up with him. Just notice his movements, his eye contact, something like this. And once you just don't ignore as just notice something, or don't you feel he's not normal enough, go to specialist. I think the earliest you detect, the earliest you or the more important the treatment.
What about the earliest? I mean, any
Once
certain-
you notice it, once you don't feel.
at which age could you detect it? I mean, the earliest age you could start detecting that there is a problem.
From 6 months you can detect.
Really?
Yes. Start moving his hands, start moving his eyes, start listening to you. Maybe something in his listening, maybe something in his vision. Maybe it's not a mental problem. It's maybe just a muscle problem. You have to notice that this child is not normal. Regarding to you, just ask a specialist. You will not do anything more. Just some tests, and he will manage to diagnose if he's normal, if he's abnormal. Because don't delay it. Each delay will affect the treatment process.
Okay. So we don't agree, or scientists don't agree, that there is a certain method to measure a child's intelligence, right? I mean, there's not one method.
Yes.
There are many methods by which you can do that. So if we agree to that, and we agree, as you mentioned, that environmental or acquired intelligence is an important and integral part of the overall intelligence. The question is, do we have any statistics, or what do you think would be when we compare the first child to the second, to the third, to the fourth? I mean, the small family, the very small family, the big family, and so on.
Don't compare.
Again, yeah,
Yeah.
that's the easiest, yeah.
Yeah, don't compare between any child or any kids in your family or his friends. Don't compare at all. Each one is a human being. He's
Very
his
true.
own.
Very true.
His own one.
The reason I ask this, because sometimes you could notice just by observation that if a child is the fifth of his siblings and he's around all of them and so on, I mean, usually that child talks early, walks early, everything is done, and he acquires experience from all of those around him, so he develops early, usually. But
Yes, it's true, because he's in an environment he can, collect more data, he can collect more skills, he can collect more knowledge from his siblings. So each or the last child is the most, the more
The lucky one, I
luckiest.
guess.
Yes, he's the luckiest one. Yes,
Yeah.
yes, from everything, from positive and negative. By the way,
Yeah,
he
yeah.
can got the positive
True.
habits, and he can got the negative habits, which
True.
is more than his age. But we have to deal with him as a human, and we have to deal with him, and don't you know, lie on him, don't judge him, don't punish him a physical punish. We can punish him as we said,
Time
it's
out method.
yes,
Yeah.
psychological punish, and
Face to the wall and stuff like that.
face to the wall, it's not used now. Now you can use the cutting of the expense, the stop playing with some games of
Yeah,
his
take
games.
away the mobile
But
and
for a limited period, and you have to tell him you are punished for 2 days. You will be punished for 3 days.
For that. or
Yes,
this
don't
reason,
leave
yes.
him
Yeah.
for unknown period. Yes.
True, very important. Okay, what about the role, Dr. Dwiedar, of nutrition when it comes to the development of a child's concentration, the development of a child's intelligence, if we can say so?
You know, yesterday
Nutrition.
I was reading about this when once I noticed, or I knew that I'm going to talk about it.
Yes.
There is no data on how to give or the type of foods to give for intelligence, but they all agreed that breastfeeding is very important for the children in the early periods, and breastfeeding have to be you know, accompanied with a well vitamin intake from the mother. And after that, till the first 5 years, he have or any child have to take more than 5 portions of food, not like us 3 portions per day. It have to be on 5 portions, small portions, but on
Yeah,
5.
because they don't eat
yes.
much in one single meal.
Yes, on shorter intervals and small portion, and don't say that he ate a lot of meals, he eats 4 or 5 meals. No, no, no. Give him small portions and different food substitute food elements, fruits, vegetables, everything. He can eat everything. And one very important thing for your children is giving him everything. Don't tell him I hate this food, even for the father and the mother. Some houses don't have, you know, a special type of food. I don't like it, and my wife don't like it.
So we
the
don't
child
bring it,
will raise up don't like it. Try to give him all types of food in this early period of life.
Okay. The role of reading in developing a child's skills. I'm not going to say intelligence,
Yes.
but the role of reading. What can you tell us about it, Dr. Dwiedar? And listening also. I mean, reading and listening to stories and so on.
I like your interview skills.
Thank you.
Because I really was going to say that nowadays it's reading is important, but it's not this much important, because nowadays children can go through YouTube or documentaries or something like this, and can gain a lot of information from those resources. Personally, I don't read for the last 2 years. I always
Online.
only
Yeah,
listening to audiobooks and something like this while I'm traveling from any place to other. I just listen to audiobooks. It's you know, we are different. You can like to read. I like listening, and the most important thing is the benefit. You will take the benefit whatever. So if you see your
How much did you absorb anyway?
Yes,
Yeah.
if you see your child on YouTube and just Yeah, watch what,
I
what
have-
he's watching.
We have to end it, but I just
Yeah.
have a couple of questions that I must ask.
Yeah.
First of all, the social media. I mean, today's world is different from yesterday's world. I mean, it's no more about the whole family sitting together all of the time, camping out together, traveling together. You see more lonely children, and children are stacked to their mobile phones, their laptops, their iPads, and so on. How is this affecting the development of children's skills? I'm not going to say intelligence, skills.
Yeah, sometimes it, as anything, you can take the positive and you can take the
Yeah,
negative,
yeah.
and they are not lonely. This is the most important thing. They have here their atmosphere, they have
Their own world.
social media company. So just
Their own
watch them,
environment, yeah.
just watch them, just know what are they doing.
The second and final point,
Yes.
the role of sports and practicing sports for children in developing their skills.
Start with everything till he choose what he wants. Don't choose what you want. This is most important.
This is coaching.
Yeah.
This is coaching,
Yes,
Dr.
this is
Dwiedar.
very important.
Life coach, Dr. Hossam Dwiedar. Thank you very much. It's been a
Thanks
great
you.
pleasure as always. Hope to see you again.
Inshallah. Thank you
Thank
very
you.
much.
Thank you. Dear viewers, please stay with us. My dear colleague Amal Mukhtar will be here shortly to continue this morning's edition of The Breakfast Show. Another very important topic, a global topic just like this one, if I may say. It is how to rationalize spending and the tough economic times the whole world is living in today. Please stay with us.